Well, Pine Acres got started in the 1960 time frame. My parents bought the property, I think actually in 58 or 59, something like that. But somebody came up to them one day and says, hey, why don't you consider making this a campground and your family can enjoy it. So my father ended up deciding he wanted a campground, and him and my mom went to work on making a beautiful property here.
Over the years, Randy and I were traveling a lot with our young family, and of course took every opportunity because we liked the camping lifestyle, particularly for kids. And every time we traveled, we were looking at what was out there. And as we saw something that we thought was fabulous, that worked for our kids, for our family, we thought we could bring back here, we came back and that would be our next project. And so year after year, we would come back and always have new ideas. Sometimes we have too many ideas. We're kind of ahead of ourselves. That's how the property actually has developed into a top-rate camping resort.
The family togetherness stayed the same. For a while, our park had drifted to more of a permanent basis for like all season they'd be here, and we've taken it back to more family activities and family venues. We've added, of course, the pool and the spray deck and so forth, and mini golf and other things that all the kids like. We got the cornhole now and the wiffle ball. You know, we're talking 4 and 5 generations of coming back camping here. And we had, when we were doing that interview the other day, there was a person that chimed in and their family had camped here 50 years ago. And they loved the place. And it's always nice to hear good things from people that, well, I grew up there and I had so much fun, I got to come back with my grandkids.
I have to say, there's nothing like the feeling you get when you see these kids' excitement on their faces. So Randy and I will be sitting out on the waterfront sometimes on a hot summer night, and we have a little fishing peninsula out there. And you'll see and hear the dads and the families come down with the little kids in their fishing poles, and they set out the lantern, and the next thing you know, you've got whoop whoop and all kinds of laughing and excitement because they've caught their first fish at night. And it really is a great feeling to know that that's something that only we can provide here.
Growing up out here was amazing. You know, you have family all in close proximity, and every weekend we got to meet new people who came into the campground, and every summer we got to be friends with and meet new families who came out to spend the summer here. Honestly, it was a magical way to grow up.
I remember basically in the summers I was here, I was fishing with my friends, I was swimming, we were building forts in the woods, so it was great. And it's really nice to see because I made a lot of really close friends growing up here, all of the guests' kids who are here. And it's kind of magical to see now that they are bringing their kids here. So it's not just the 3rd and 4th generation of our business, but I'm seeing now the 3rd and 4th generation of campers. So there are people that I was friends with, but they now bring their kids. So that is really nice to see, and it's not something that you see everywhere.
In the 50+ years that our family has owned and operated this park, we've seen so many changes. It started out tenting only because 50+ years ago, that's all there was. And they proceeded to get larger and bigger with more amenities. And so what the future of camping holds, that's no one can tell you for sure. But the reality is that we're here, we have this beautiful property that we want to share with everyone out there who wants to camp, wants to get outside, wants to make memories with your family, whether you're fishing, whether you're biking, whether you're hiking, whether you're walking, whether you're sitting around a campfire enjoying some s'mores. You have the opportunity to do that here.
What makes this place more than a campground is we're not just seeing one family come, they bring friends. And another thing is, again, it's not just first generation coming, it's second, and they still know the park, and they come now that their kids are grown. They come as grandparents or their kids are bringing their kids. People don't just leave here thinking, okay, that's it. The majority of the time they're gonna come back.
that makes it more than just a campground is the fact that it has everything. It's basically an outdoor hotel. I've never heard anyone leave here wishing there was something else they could do.
I think the guests walk away with different experiences, per family. Some of the biggest takeaways that I've heard from them is it's so dark around here at night because they're used to all the street lights, or the fact that they're absolutely excited that they were able to sit around a campfire at night and make s'mores and share a different type of family time that they've had.
I always tell the story of how, and this still happens quite often, people will be here for 5 nights a week and they'll be checking out in the office and we'll be just chatting with them and they'll say, oh my gosh, I didn't know you had mini golf here, or I didn't know you had these boats here, because they've been so busy all week long, just enjoying themselves. So that's my favorite part. And I'm like, well, that just means you have to come back. We're constantly improving the property and kind of keeping up with what people are interested in. So there's always something new. As you know, things change, evolve, and we try and be on top of that. And I think it's just that personal touch that it is a family-owned and operated business. We have a lot of family involved. Everybody cares. There's a lot of beautiful properties out there. We visit many of them, and they don't have that feel. They don't have that touch. And I think that's what really brings our people back over and over again.
I would hope that people experience when they come here camping fun, pure camping fun. Again, whatever that may be.
When your camping family comes here, we're here to help you make family memories, and we want those memories to last a lifetime.